This is not about a job anymore. I'm the investor, and you are going to make me some money.
Heading to London, 16 potential business partners, all keen to kickstart a company.
Don't try and hide, because, you know, we're not playing Where's Wally here. I'm not looking for Lord Lucan. I'm looking for somebody who's going to show me that they have got the business acumen to be my partner.
On offer, a 50-50 deal with the nation's most demanding investor.
That first few lines there, to me, was you digging a bloody great big hole.
Willing to bankroll new business in tough times, Lord Sugar is on the hunt for one winning partnership.
Basic business principles went right down the drain on this thing. You should have all known better.
Stop the car!
It's a deal worth fighting for.
That's not fair. Like, we're taking it in turns. She needs to cop on to herself.
16 candidates.
It's way outside the box. It's way outside the box.
Right, go, 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 go.
12 tough weeks.
Where am I going?
One life-changing opportunity.
You're fired. You're fired. This is my boardroom, and by the way, this is my money. You're fired.
Previously on The Apprentice.
The task today is all about making a new condiment.
The teams got saucy, with mixed results.
Can I suggest we taste it?
Dwayne's chutney bit back.
Oh my god.
Something's not right. Something's missing.
And Katie's ketchup cost a lot.
The recommended retail price for that is $3.99. We definitely can do it for $1.95.
We're left with 23 bottles.
Oh, what? Left?
In the boardroom, chutney was champ. And a third loss for Katie left plenty on her plate.
What is this? I can't see a lorry driver in the greasy spoon asking Harry, pass us the Bellissimo.
It's never made crystal clear to us what our target market was.
Ricky spread the blame.
You under-delivered. You absolutely under-delivered. You sold rubbish figures.
It was very hard to sell at the prices that we was given.
But it was Michael who failed to cut the mustard.
Do you think you're out your depth?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I don't know what you were doing, really. You're fired.
Thank you for the opportunity, Lord Sugar.
He became the third casualty of the boardroom. Now 13 remain to fight for the chance to become Lord Sugar's business partner. Bayswater, West London. For the candidates, a morning off.
Maybe Lord Sugar fancy a game of ping pong.
Good morning.
This is Lord Sugar's office. Lord Sugar would like you to meet him at the Old Cinema in Chiswick. The cars will be with you in 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Old Cinema in Chiswick. Cars will pick us up in 30 minutes. Go, go, go!
Well, because it's in cinema, I feel for some reason that it might be about the adverts.
Yep.
You say it's an old cinema, so it's actually functional.
Let's face it, we're going to be producing our own trailer, aren't we, boys?
They've won a task, they think they're at the top. Do we think they're taking it seriously?
Dwayne and Nick needs a little bit of bringing back down to earth, don't they?
People who maybe weren't working their hardest have actually been fired.
I don't think everyone's pulling the weight. I don't think everybody's contributing. I think there's maybe a few people I'd like to see get exposed, if I'm honest.
Chiswick. A converted cinema packed with vintage furniture and high-end second-hand goods.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lord Sugar.
Now, there's a famous saying, one man's junk is another man's treasure. You know, there's been the rag and bone man, the car boot sales, we've got the charity shops. All of these people make money by taking things that people discard and they make it into something that someone wants to buy. That's what this task is all about. You're going to have to source your second-hand stock and then you're going to sell it to the public. So what I've laid on for you is a couple of shops in the East End of London where this kind of retro stuff is selling in big volume. Yeah? So I'm going to mix the teams up a little bit more here. Ricky, you go to Sterling, and Jade, you go to Phoenix. The team that makes the most amount of profit will win, and in the losing team, one of you will be fired. Okay, everything clear? Yes. Well, good luck. I'll see you back in the boardroom in a few days' time. Yeah, off you go.
Thank you.
Worth over £2 billion a year, the UK's market for second-hand goods is on the up. From genuine antiques to repurposed scrap.
What can you do with these? Can you put them in like...
Why don't people just put them on the wall?
There's plenty of profit in pre-owned goods.
600 quid.
And refurbishing or upcycling old items can add big markups.
Bins are quite good, because if we can buy a bin, we can funk it up to be a funky bin.
Both teams have £1,000 and 2 days to source and sell on second-hand stock. But first, new leaders are needed. Bidding to repeat last week's win, drinks distributor Dwayne.
I would put myself forward as project manager again, because ultimately it is buying and selling. I think if we can all apply logics to it, we can get this task won.
I wouldn't mind putting myself forward for a project manager purely because I have started up a retail unit before.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Who votes for myself? Thanks, guys. Who votes for Laura?
I vote for Laura because you set up a retail unit.
That's it then, yeah.
Okay. Would that be it? Okay, fantastic, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. Being an attractive businesswoman can have its ups and downs, but people shouldn't be fooled by that because I have also been described as a Rottweiler in the past.
The type of area in London we are, Brick Lane, is a very kind of trendy area. People are going to be very judgmental on the way that the shop looks, the sort of items you get in there.
Heading up the other team, fine wine investor Tom.
I'm only 23 years old. The thing that's very special about me is I'm a very well-rounded individual. My leadership style is quite laid back. You'd be foolish to go into any situation thinking you're going to agree with everyone about what they think. How you deal with them is the most important thing.
Are we going for less is more? Are we going for minimalistic? Are we going for fill it high, sell it cheap?
In terms of strategy for buying, we've got £1,000, but I want quality over quantity.
We could just buy 5 items here and try and make an absolute fortune.
Yeah, the idea is to spend as little as possible, and there's no point starting with loads of stuff and not being able to sell it.
Tommy's strategy is a bit wrong, really. We want to fill this shop and we don't want it looking empty. So, you know, let's buy as much stuff as we can. Let's fill these vans and let's get it there and let's sell it. You can't have a 700 square foot unit with a table and chairs in. It's going to look stupid.
While for Tom, less is more, Laura's team focus on turning trash into cash.
We need to be very cost conscious. Get to houses, get to charity places, get as much crap for as next to... But that's what we're doing. We're selling, we're selling crap and turning it into style.
That's exactly it.
It's all about adding the value to the product.
Absolutely right. We get a product, we add a lot of value, make it stylish.
This is something I love doing. I love taking old pieces of furniture and tarting them up. And I've sold chairs for like £250, saying limited edition, and they buy, you know, even if it's like a Union Jack or something, you know, really funky. Just
Union Jack seems to be quite in at the moment.
Gabrielle, I think you should really be leading the front with the creative side. Is everybody happy for that?
Absolutely agree.
Okay, fantastic, guys. Thank you very much.
Project managers picked, plans in place. Facing an early morning start, it's back to the house. 6:30 a.m. Today, both teams must seek out their stock.
Use your money to pick up the additional stuff that we can use to basically tar up our materials as well. Buttons. You might be able to find really, really cheap stuff that we can start ripping apart for customisation as well.
Tomorrow, their shops must open for business.
Let's think, you know, realistically, how many items are we going to sell? Maybe 50 to 70 items would be a good target. Today I'm going to give you £200, but really I want to try and spend as little as possible. Be very selective. Is that okay?
Just keep in touch and let's get going.
Okay then.
sort of strategy or briefing to us, really, was to give us £200, tell us not to spend it.
60 sales floor to fill. You know, we're not miracle workers. We're good negotiators and good salespeople. We're not miracle workers.
Greenwich. An auction house stacked with bric-a-brac.
Lot 65, oak book rack, 25 over there.
Bidding on Tom's tight budget, Adam, Stephen and Katie.
55, £60, 65 on me.
Have we got enough money for that?
Looking for 80, are we all done? At £75. Lot 54, honey oak, 3 drawer serving table to slate.
Are we going
No. 110, 120, 130, 140, I'll take 145.
You ought to have the shop at 200 quid.
Ridiculous.
Lot 158, good quality of vintage 20th century clocks.
I like this. I do like this.
This team has committed a number of mortal sins. Firstly, they didn't argue about the small amount of money they were given. They only got £200 of the £1,000 seed money. And then they come to an auction. They bid for 4 lots, 1, 3. 3 things.
All done, 850.
Could buy that.
It's just foolish.
I'm happy with the stock we bought, but I don't think we've got anywhere near enough. This is it.
For Adam, a final bid for stock in the auction house bins.
Steve! Steve!
Yep.
Found some great stuff in the skip. Another wine rack, bench.
Is this in the skip?
Yeah.
Stuff's falling down.
Tom seems to be wanting to lose the task, I find. Like, we're out here trying to negotiate, trying to get as many products as possible. You know, he's given us a really tight budget.
I think we need to throw a bit more money at this. My whole attitude is prepared to win, and I think he's preparing to fail.
Tooting, South London.
How you doing, mate? You well?
Where are you?
Alright, morning. Alright, mate.
Set on adding value to vintage cast-offs.
What about that chest in the window?
The trunk.
Yeah.
Laura's team is on the hunt for products with potential.
Pop that off, upholster that. You can paint those bits and pieces. How much do you sell these legs for on their own? Can we take them? So the pieces we're interested in is your 2 suitcases at the top up here.
The 2 top ones,
Yeah.
I like that suitcase.
Yeah, I could do the leather trunk for 10.
Yeah, the camel stool. Side table's the trunk and this retro table here is the chair and the glass.
Yeah, the metal one, yeah.
And the 4 stools plus 1.
The broken table in the back as well.
And the broken table.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 100.
Well, thank you.
Just give me a quick tally.
18, 19. 19 plus frames.
We've bought a hell of a lot of stuff, haven't we? Right, we better get going.
We've got a lot more than we thought we'd get.
But I did like the items we took. There's nothing there that I think I won't be able to sell that.
Oh, this is nice.
For project manager Tom and his team, a car boot sale.
What do you reckon about these chairs?
I think that's quite cool.
The perfect place to bulk buy bargains.
It's a bit damaged though.
Yeah, but how much can we fix that?
So I would buy any old rubbish though.
I think this is worth £7.
I just don't like it. I really don't like it.
I think that's quite a cool little retro mirror.
It's just damaged though, isn't it? On the mirror again. Like. It's important not just to buy any old stuff to go in a shop, because we need to sell it. It needs to be something that's going to be desirable for buyers. So we've been selective.
That's quite cool. We just need to buy enough stuff, don't we, to fill the shop up. That's the problem.
No, we will, but I don't really like it.
OK, cool.
We're here on an enormous car boot sale, full of everything that you can imagine. The point is, find the right thing here to take to Brick Lane, home to the young trendy with the gelled hair.
In terms of the colouring of it,
that's perfect.
I think it's quite a nice piece.
And they've only bought a few little items. It's nuts. They've got to fill that shop tomorrow. I don't want to be walking into an empty shell of a shop.
What, you reckon put records in it?
Well, we have to sand it down.
Yeah, my concern is the condition it's in, so that...
Oh my God. OK, let's not do it. Sorry about smashing it.
Brick Lane. Heart of London's fashionable East End. Bursting with vintage and retro retail. And cool customers.
This is it, guys.
Cool.
This is good. I think we need to get on with making stuff.
20 quid.
Bargain.
For Laura's team, a truckload of stock in need of a makeover.
And down, yep.
What I think we need to think about now is plan of action. There's things here that cannot be sold as they are. I think these would be great if you could do the shabby chic effect.
Do we need to do anything to this? Paint it?
Paint us shabby chic.
Again in, I'm not quite sure what the shabby chic stands for.
Ideally, we want to upcycle as many items as we possibly can, because this is the idea. We're adding, well, value to what is potentially someone else's junk to try and make it attractive to somebody else.
I would like, ideally, to have like a stamp on everything, just to have a brand, you know, that's our brand.
Charged with turning second-hand stock into a pretty penny, Gabrielle.
So we need cushions, we need fabric,
Candles.
we need candles.
Can I order 2 metres in the stripe fabric? Can I have 2 metres
Actually,
in...
no, get 4 metres there.
Can I have 4 metres in the orange suede? 2 packs of the casters.
No, 8, sorry. 4 packs, 4 packs.
4 packs of the caster wheels.
Sterling seem to think they have to upcycle everything. That takes a lot of time and a lot of expertise. And most importantly, a lot of materials. And materials cost money.
12 of these and 2 of these.
£4 each.
We've got loads of money.
Yeah,
left.
come on, guys.
OK, then. So can I order the doorknobs at £4 each?
At the other end of Brick Lane, Jade, Tom and Azar get a first look at their retail space.
To be honest, it's quite a big shop.
Smaller items that we have. Obviously the size of it looks quite big. We're going to have to get a few more items to fill it up.
South London.
Hello. I'm Adam, nice to meet you. How you doing?
Low on stock and short of cash, the rest of Tom's team hunt for hidden gems in a junk shop.
That wine rack, definitely. That lampshade, Steve.
What would you do with that, mate? We'll get it for cheap anyway.
Straight up, you know what I mean? 10p, innit?
A chair like this, and I think the suitcase as well is the 2 things I'd pick out.
What do you want to do? You want to do a price on the lot?
Just tell us what you can do, buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
50 quid the lot.
Can't we got it? We haven't got it.
Stop it, you'll have me
Oh,
crying
no,
in
we
a
just haven't
minute.
got it, okay? We've only got literally 25 quid.
I'll tell you what I'll do. 35 quid I'll throw the books in. Yeah. And there's profit there.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll meet you in the middle. Say 30 from a North Londoner to a South Londoner.
Go on in.
30 quid.
Go on.
Yeah?
Go on.
I'll make
You've
it
had
real.
me
Take the
pants
books.
now, but God,
All right.
dear, I don't know. See you later, guys. They didn't do very well. I mean, there's a lot of things here that would have made a good profit, and they've missed every single piece, and instead they've rummaged through a pile of junk, ended up with 2 old metal chairs, which, to be truthful, aren't even worth the money in scrap. They picked absolute rubbish.
We found all the good stuff right at the back. So if we could give him a bit of advice, he should probably pull all the stuff out and start again. He probably doesn't know how many gold's in that shop, to be honest, because we've just took all the best stuff. You know?
4 p.m. North London.
Let's sit here.
Next for Laura and her boys, a house clearance.
God, it smells vintage, that's for sure.
Why is everything going? What's the clearance for? What's the nature of... someone's passed away. Someone's passed away.
OK, can we take what we like? OK.
Is it possible that we can take the curtains, strip the curtains? What about the carpet? Can we rip some of this carpet up?
Some of this stuff I can't imagine buying personally.
It's a bit too retro.
So it'll be a challenge to see if I can actually sell it. With nothing ventured, nothing gained. All the stuff was free. And there is a well-known expression, don't look a gift horse in the eye.
I think once we've got the items scrubbed up, I mean, I'm really hoping that we go back here and the guys have done some pretty impressive stuff.
I love that. They're all mini tables.
Do people buy this kind of stuff with as many tables?
£60 I'd probably pay for something like this. That's too small, perhaps.
I sort of think it looks like a box and a ladder. The upcycling's an interesting process. I'm not 100% sure whether all the items are going to end up looking better, but Gabrielle's got that underhand.
I actually really like that.
7 p.m. For the other team...
It's definitely minimalistic.
Tom's vision takes shape.
Maybe bring that table a little bit further forward. What chair would go best with that table? That chair there?
I'd put it a bit more further out. I think we need to fill up more space here. No, I'd put it like this bit further out. This
Well,
way.
there's two drinks tables.
Yeah. I'm feeling it looks very, very bare. It's a big retail unit. Have we got enough stuff? I don't think we have.
Still sprucing up their stock, Laura's team.
So tell us what was next on your list and we'll get started on it.
To be drilled together.
All these items here are waiting for the red paint. All the stuff in there still needs work on it.
The team have got a long night ahead of them, I think. They've got a real desire to paint everything, to change everything. And I'm not sure whether that actually detracts from the value or adds any value.
But I'll tell you what I'm not 100% keen on so far is Union Jacks.
I just think, wow, it looks like I've painted it and I can't paint.
What the hell is a Union Jack doing on our products? How creative is a Union Jack?
The idea of that was trying to get a similar language between like all of our products.
I don't get it, you know what I mean? So if you think someone would buy that, then...
It was like more of a retro look, which I kind of feel works well.
So you're confident in it?
Yeah.
$7:30 a.m. 10 hours to make a cool profit on the streets of East London.
You are? I'm going to try and fit in with the Brick Lane crew, so I'm probably going to wear something that's really old and doesn't fit.
Yeah. The choice of clothes is a bit of an issue. I don't actually hang around Brick Lane too much, but in my mind I know it's quite hip. You know, I'm trying to pull off as hip as I can and not look like a complete prat. If I could just undo my shirt, my buttons here, and look a bit arty, I can get into it.
The only concern is that people like what we've done. I mean, especially in the upcycling side of things as well.
I'm more confident we'll sell those than the plainer furniture, just because Union Jacks and that kind of thing at the moment is quite in.
9 a.m. Brick Lane.
This been messed up overnight, or did we leave it like this?
We'll have to let this. Right, let's go.
At Laura's shop, Vintage Gold, it's all hands on deck to get the place shipshape.
Right, so Union Jack stuff, all suitcases, shabby chic, my purse. I just need to sort this out.
That's fine.
And this.
What I'm concerned about is this.
We are back again.
On Tom's team,
Oh, it's looking nice, isn't it?
last-minute tweaks for his minimal retro station.
Yeah, well, looks fresh, looks clean.
Hi there. Just having a look round? Yeah, of course you can, absolutely. We're just opening as it happens, so please do have a look.
This hole punch, I didn't even know that you could get hole punches like that.
Me
That's
neither.
fantastic.
How long have you guys been here?
1 day, and this is it. 1 day only.
Would you take 8 on it then? £8?
Yeah, I'd take 8 on that. Catch that up for you.
Okay, there's your receipts.
I do like it. Alright, I'm gonna get that too.
You want to get that too?
I don't want to get anything else.
Yeah? Okay. All right, no worries.
I actually really liked the shop. It didn't have that many things in it, not too cluttered, but everything that was there was pretty special.
Could we have some leaves like coming in like a path?
Of leaves?
Yeah.
Adding character to its clutter and running late, Laura's team.
This chair alone, I would say at least 140.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We paid £25 for it.
Yeah.
You're sure that we could get that?
Yeah. 120?
I've got no clue in this. I don't buy this shit.
With Vintage Gold open, time to rustle up some customers.
We've got a vintage shop here. Got vintage goods from around London. It's only open for 1 day. We've got some of the best antique pieces from around London. Some of them have been upcycled. Would you like a quick look around?
It's okay, thank you.
You sure?
I was interested in these shells.
Ah, good choice, good choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Retro Station, Tom's hand-picked products are a hit.
Vintage hole punch. And obviously the weightless scales for £40, okay?
But while sales are brisk, stock is low.
There's a difference between minimalism and emptiness. I think they need to really get some stuff in there.
I think it's going really well.
It is, yeah.
The only thing is stock. Do we take this last opportunity to get some more stock?
Stock.
It's not just furniture. We've got little clocks, we've got little cabinets, we've got candle holders, we've got crockery.
On the other side of Brick Lane, Laura's Vintage Gold,
It's worth being here and having
Oh yeah, definitely. You might see something else you quite like here.
pushing its brand of retro chic to style-conscious locals.
This is actually my favourite bit in here. I love this one's big and this one's small, but you'd have to be really cool. Clearly you are.
Don't miss out. You're not going to find a piece like that again.
Where'd you get these from?
Do you love it?
It's like 80s, isn't it?
Do you want to sit down on it? Well, what if we did a deal on it for you? Are you sure?
It's not a hugely easy sale for any of the items. You've really got to sell hard.
They're actually lampshades from 1970s.
I'll have a look around and get back to you.
Okay. You have to be quite pushy and really try to convince them. Hi, how are you? Do you want to have a look in our pop-up vintage store? We're literally only here for today. Really funky stuff.
There's lots of different sales techniques going on here at the shop, but Jane's I find the most uncomfortable.
Do you want to have a quick look?
She's very pushy, she's very aggressive with the customers, and they don't really like it.
What about a chair?
No.
Midday at Retro Station.
How retro can you get?
Thank you.
Everything's going well so far. We've sold a number of items, but the shop looks empty. The concern is, are we going to have enough stock, for the rest of the day?
Hi Tom, mate, it's Steve. In terms of stock, one simple question. Do you need more stock?
I think we do need a few more items.
Yeah.
All right, pal.
Battersea, South London. With just a few hours to go, Jade, Adam and Stephen hunt for taps that might turn a profit.
How much you want for the cameras? 50p?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right? There you go, £1 for the two. Thank you, cheers. £9. It's a deal.
Thank you.
£3 all I've got.
You know, I've had to buy them myself, so...
Of course.
£3.50 for the four, and we'll do the deal.
Okay, go on.
You could pay £1 for it, but I can't pay more than £1.
I can allow you to pay £1 for that, Jade, but that's
Oh, you can have it for £1.
Yeah.
As long as you promise you'll go away.
Well done. I think she would regret that. She would have sold that for £3 or £4 now. You can't get more retro than that.
At Vintage Gold,
I know you want a chair, right? Well, don't leave.
with stock still high, a plan from project manager Laura.
We've got our leaflets, so let's get these out and try and push a little bit of traffic more our way. There's too many of us to sell to everyone, so I want to utilise 3 for better. Right, so you know what you're doing?
Super, yeah.
Just do your best, guys.
Yeah, of course. We've got a pop-up vintage store around the corner and we've got a 10% discount with this flyer.
Can I give you a flyer? We've got a sale on just round the corner.
Flyers, an extra 10% off with flyers.
Give me one of these, mate. Got a vintage sale on just round the corner.
With its promotional team drumming up trade,
Fantastic, that's £10.
a mid-afternoon rush for Vintage Gold.
I'm really excited. People are literally just walking in, grabbing stuff, paying for it and walking out. I think we're doing really, really, really well. Considering the fact of the amount of stock we had, the guys are working so hard.
Just open it up. So yeah, you put all your stuff, your newspapers, magazines, whatever else.
I actually think we'll be pleasantly surprised when we start doing the tally up of how much profit we've made.
Man, thank you.
Armed with more stock, Retro Station's reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, right then, these are cool.
£10 each, Tom? Just got to get this out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah?
They're doing well. I may well have sneered a little bit yesterday, and I apologise, because I thought their product selection was poor. What do I know?
That's a bit of crap, isn't it? There's your receipt.
Oh, you just put that in the bag.
Oh, did I? I'll try to put it in here.
Shit.
We've tried to create a bit of a retro feel, you know, it's aimed at, you know, the kind of people that are living around here. I mean,
I'll put some stuff like this on this skip.
5 p.m. 1 hour to go before takings must be totted up.
Do you like the chair? Do you want to, if they do you a deal on it, do you want to buy it?
The Union Jack stuff isn't selling too well. We got all the chairs, we got the fabric chairs, we got the wooden chairs. My initial impressions were it wouldn't be the first thing to go off the shelves. I'm optimistic that we're going to shift it. It's just what price we shift it for, I think, is the question.
We literally sanded them all down, painted them, kind of tried to give them an identity, not just a piece of furniture, but a piece of art as well.
I think things with flags on them just look a little silly. It didn't really seem vintage in the way that you would think of a sort of classic or elegant. To me, it just is a bit almost cheap or tacky.
We do have still quite a lot to shift. Please come and take this furniture off of me!
With both teams' money tied up in unsold stock,
Vintage shop, vintage prices. We've got the last few bits now for you guys.
last chance to convert it into cash.
Thanks, man. Man your backs now. Come on. Where am I going? Just keep running. Where?
Nick, going to sell this now?
9.15, you've got yourself a deal. 9.50.
9.25.
9.50.
9.25.
I was selling them at 40 quid.
9.50. 9.25. It's 25.
9.30.
9.25.
Right, 9.25, got yourself a deal.
Come and take it! £1! You just wanting to?
Just giving the lady a ridiculous deal. 2 vases were going 60 quid, £2.50.
I'm literally giving it to you. £1. Look, feel the weight of it. Solid glass table.
Yes, but my house is too far.
Worry about that afterwards. It's £1.
Oh, I can show you that chair that goes with this table.
No,
£1.
the rest are
Wait, hang on.
No, 50p. I finished my pound.
£1?
No, it's too much, I'm sorry.
6 p.m.
That's it. Done. Okay, guys, we're closed. Thank you.
Closing time.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Guys, come on!
That is really good.
Tomorrow, the boardroom.
You can go through to the boardroom now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I would have found this a very interesting task. Interesting in the sense that the product definition was actually undefined. It wasn't as if I was actually saying go and make something specific or buy something specific. It was anything. And I'll be interested to hear how we got on here. Sterling, let's start here. Team leader?
Yes, that was myself, Lord Sugar.
How'd that come about?
I put myself forward quite strongly, actually. I was very keen to really put myself on your radar and start stepping out of the crowd, if I'm honest with you.
You're in the wedding dress business, yeah?
Yes, I have one
So
shop.
you're used to dressing things up, making it look better then, yeah?
You could put it that way, yeah.
OK, well, go on then.
Really, it was quite foreign territory to most of us in terms of retro, vintage. We had a little bit of an advantage because we had Gabrielle on our team. We started to get some ideas on the table. Some very popular ideas to start with was the shabby chic look. So we're the shabby chic furniture. Basically, yes, you get some old furniture, paint it, and then sand it down so it looks a little bit rustic.
Okay. Who started working on the refurbishment or the upcycling?
Girls and Nick.
The three of us.
The three of us and Nick.
Yeah. And what did that entail then?
Painting, reupholstering,
reupholstering.
Yes. Well, reupholstering involves material and a staple gun.
Yes.
More shabby than chic.
What style do you think your shop was?
It was probably more down the route of vintage than retro, but we did have some...
But what did it look like when you... I heard there was a load of dead leaves on the floor. Some could say it like an Oxfam shop in the middle of a hurricane or something.
It's when the customers said it looked quite arty when they came in. They liked the leaves on the floor.
All right. Who was good at selling?
To be fair to everyone, I think we all had a fair crack at it. To be honest with you, I don't actually know what the individual sales figures were, but nobody was
who
off
was
the ball.
like got in the mood of the particular shop? I mean, there's selling.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Well,
like Del Boy selling off a stall, but there are times when you have to take on a different type of posture with the particular clientele you're dealing with.
I was quite impressed with myself, to be honest with you.
Okay, and so a good team leader?
She did a very good job as a project manager, yeah, I was very impressed.
All right, I got it.
Good.
Okay, Phoenix. So, Tom.
Yeah, it was myself.
Yeah, how'd that come about, Tom?
After you spoke to us, definitely a task that I was really excited about and wanted to take the opportunity to be project manager.
Did you have a strategy?
Yes, I was cautious about what we should be going out and buying. I said to the guys, look, let's really drive a hard bargain, let's really negotiate down so our costs are low. But I think everyone was happy with the strategy we were going for.
How would your team split up?
Yeah, I decided I wanted Jade by my side because I think we probably got the best eye for maybe design, and also I wanted to be in the shop so I could get a feel for the size of it, how we were going to lay things out.
What did the other team, what were they tasked with?
Okay, the other team was the kind of stock buying team, so for me I wanted to get the strongest negotiators on that side of the task.
Stock buying from the dealers?
Yeah, from the dealers.
Right.
Very, very simple remit. Obviously, the key to this task was profit, and in terms of items that we were selecting, we were quite cautious in everything we selected because the bottom line is if people don't like it, they're not going to buy it. So we went to the dealership and we actually found a nice room at the back.
Why would he have all this stuff at the back then if it wasn't up for sale?
It was there that long that it actually had become retro. I don't think it was retro initially, but I think that was the situation. We actually bought a couple of suitcases that we now quite in at the moment. We also bought some little nick, a couple of chairs that we could use.
So he must have been delighted. He must have thought you were a right bunch of idiots. So, would you give him free rein on how much you could spend?
I gave them £200 to go out with initially.
So, that was a deliberate thing on your behalf, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think
you didn't want them to get carried away, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and we also had the whole of day.
Damage limitation or what? They could only blow 200 quid?
Yeah.
Lord Sugar, I mentioned several times that the shop for me, from the outside, which is where you should judge a shop, obviously not when you stood on the inside, looked bare. But I didn't know whether he was going for minimalistic or...
But you do get these arty-farty people that just have a big white shop and one thing sticking in the middle.
The brick lane area isn't... Yeah, it's not my expertise, so I wasn't sure.
It had been set out in a good way, though. For what we had in there, we did the best with what it was.
So, how was Tom? Good?
Good.
Tom was a good
leader?
Tom overall was very good.
And you got good cooperation from all the people?
Absolutely fantastic. I haven't got a bad word to say about anyone in my team for the last 2 days.
Good. Brave statement, but good. I think I've heard enough now, so I think we need to get down to the numbers and let's see how we did, see how much money we made. I'll start with you, Nick. Have you got some numbers there that I can write down?
Phoenix, total sales of £1,423.50, minus the total spend of £360.10, generated a profit of £1,063.40.
That's not bad for a few days' work, £1,000. Karen, how about your team?
We did better on sales. £1,444.25. But we spent more. £660.76, making a profit of £783.49.
Right, well done, Phoenix. We came in with £1,063 profit, playing 783, so that's very good. And looks like your stinginess paid off here because you spent £360 compared to their £660. So very, very good. Well, keeping in the spirit of things, I'm going to set up a 40s vintage party for you. And here's the good news, you're going to actually learn how to swing dance.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Fantastic.
good. Have a nice time, and I'll see you on the next task.
Thank you.
And well done.
Well done. Yes! Yes! I thought we'd won.
Well, same kind of sales figure, and clearly you spent more money. That's it, really. But I think you were there on the day, so you need to go and talk about this amongst yourself, and I'll see you back here shortly. Off you go.
Team Phoenix, into a good PM. Good job, Tom.
Very good job.
My name's Simon, this is Nikki, and our job is to get you swinging. There we go. Push, prepare, turn, again.
Finally a win, and I think well deserved. Tom was a very strong PM. I'm not necessarily sure he was a good PM. He chose a risky strategy, but it paid off.
Because of my age, I think it makes, obviously my position as project manager can be quite difficult for some people to take orders from myself, but every time I asked someone to do something, they did it without questions.
Big team, big win. Cheers.
It's unfortunate, guys.
Yeah, I think the task, there's two sides to it. Primarily the costs. But the secondary thing, I mean, if we had higher sales, that wouldn't have been an issue either.
So the costings has absolutely crippled us for this task. I also feel like some of the items which we upcycled them with the wrong design.
I don't want a rammy to erupt over the table, but a third of it was spent on the materials.
I feel blame shouldn't just be on the materials.
No.
I think where the problem lies is maybe we bought the actual items themselves that were slightly too expensive.
I'm not too concerned about the right choices of stock. Ultimately, that was guesswork, but what we could have watched ourselves on was the purchasing of the materials.
Can you send the candidates in, please?
Yes, Lord Sugar. You can go through to the boardroom now.
I'd be interested to hear your analysis as to why you lost to the other team.
Can I try and attempt to give an answer on this one?
Yeah, well, you were the project manager,
Yeah,
so...
no, exactly. My main concern on the spending front was that a third of this budget that we had was spent on the upcycling.
Let's get in on this materials here. Go and buy some stuff that needs upcycling, yeah?
Yes.
So who did you put in charge of the converting of the stuff to finished product?
The person that allocated the material job to basically what did we need and how much did we need was Gabrielle.
Okay, so someone took a flying leaper. In order to convert all of that, I need to spend £232 on materials to convert them all, yeah?
Yes,
and that was
also,
you?
yeah, on the direction as well of other members of the team who said, you know, this should be done, this should be done.
To be clear, when you had the list, you were a bit like kids in a sweet shop. We'll have some of this, we'll have some of that, we'll have some legs, we'll have some wheels. None of you actually knew how much you'd spent. You hadn't calculated what you were going to buy very carefully. Gabrielle was shouting out to Jenna, buy some of this, buy some of that, and Jenna was ordering it, and that's how it went.
Well, I literally was given products and told to make it look good. I think actually in the end we bought too much stuff that needed to be upcycled. That's why we had to buy so much material.
No, it wasn't. You didn't use it all.
No, we did.
5 of the chairs that we upcycled were done with the sacks. 4 of the chairs were done with the orange velvet. We had some material on the footstools. That is not a lot of material. We did not use £200 worth of material. What amount of material did you buy, Gabrielle, and where did it get used?
We used...
Or paint.
We used paint. We needed the wheels, which we used. Everything. We basically had no strategy on what we should buy. We had no strategy on what limit we had. We had no strategy.
You were given £300 for the day, which you did go over anyway, which shows to me that you weren't being
careful.
Can I just stop you there?
No,
Can I just... because this is just going into the...
No, it's
you
not,
gave us £300 to spend, and as my sub-team can clarify that materials needed to be bought to upcycle what we were buying. We were never given a budget on how much. None of us, not including yourself, no one knew there was a budget to be spent on any materials.
Why did you have to order £200 worth of material?
We didn't. We actually ordered 178 at first because you wanted us to do the shabby chic look. Then in the next
I'm trying to ask you what you... Can you tell me what you ordered individually?
Yeah,
tell me what you ordered.
We ordered the material.
Ladies. I hear on the other side from Karen that you didn't get the plot on what to buy. You bought a lot of stuff and the shop looked like a tip. Who chose the majority of the stuff from the dealers and places like that?
That was myself, Ricky and Dwayne.
Do you know that your team had 200 plus items
in total?
And Tom's team had 50?
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you messed up the theme of it?
One thing we didn't do, Lord Sugar, which is what's caused us to, is we didn't do the market research. I think, Gabrielle, you did say you know the local market and you've bought from them.
And I said I've been there
and
a
in
couple
fairness,
of times,
I think the creative team just took that as gospel. I don't think the Union Jack particularly is Brick Lane. It's not that demographic.
I just wanted something that when people go by, you know, it doesn't look like a junkyard. It looks like, oh, maybe, you know, some thought's been put into it.
So how much Union Jack stuff had been plastered around, I was concerned.
I've made a lot of decisions and I took on a lot of responsibility and a lot of stuff is coming my way. But then if I'm taking responsibility for a lot of the stuff, what did you take responsibility for?
Oh, okay. Let's get off the Union Jack for a minute. Let's get on to sales here. You see, Gabrielle was the biggest seller. She sold £414 of her stuff, 28 items. Jenna was the next biggest seller, £407 worth of items. Jane, you're the businesswoman here, and you sold 10 quid's worth of stuff.
I did find, Jane, that your sales technique went between a bit desperate and a bit aggressive.
Possibly I was over-enthusiastic. I apologise if I was, but I tried my best to make sure that as many people as possible went into that shop.
Right. I mean, Laura, I'm sitting here listening. I've sat here and I'm getting bored now. I can't get to where the problem lays. We spent too much money on materials. We've gone and bought 200 items, you know, and not been very selective on the right category of products here.
Yeah.
Where do you think the responsibility lays, you two?
I think responsibility lies on the creative team. I think, unfortunately, Gabrielle, you come up with some ideas which weren't selling on the day. That could have sold a lot. You did sell extremely well, but I think you guys... You did sell more than me. I wasn't on the sales team on that day.
Okay, listen, Laura. Who is responsible for the ultimate failure of the task?
I do feel a lot of the blame lies on Gabrielle.
And who else?
I think after hearing that Jane only sold £10, I'll have to bring Jane back in with me.
Right. Rest of you go back to the house. Right. I'm going to consult with Karen a little longer and also Nick, who's been listening on this. So if you three step outside, please, yeah. Laura got a lot to answer to because everybody I asked don't seem to know, you know, what the steer was from day one.
Jane is clearly a very successful, very able businesswoman. Her CV points to some extraordinary things that she's achieved. But actually, I can't put my hand on my heart and tell you that I've witnessed anything remarkable from her in any of the tasks that I've been following her on.
Gabrielle seems to be the one which everyone's blaming for spending far too much money on the refurbishment materials. But I tell you what, she makes a very good point. That, OK, all right then, let's say I did, but what else, what did you do? And I haven't been able to get out of anybody else what they did. Could you send these three of them in, please?
Yes, Lord Sugar. Lord Sugar will see you now.
So, Gabrielle made a point in the last session. She said she's sitting here taking a load of flack, but yet she asked you, what did you do? I thought it was a good question.
I did do a good job. The sales force was motivated. I mean, they were incredibly motivated, and we did sell. Ultimately, what I did do was I did manage the team well. There was a clear direction, Gabrielle. Spend as little...
They say not. As the project manager, why didn't you say to them, I only want 50 quid spent on materials? But you didn't. You just let them go. What raving lunatic would ever think that it didn't matter how much you spent?
But I was hoping a small amount of common sense would prevail.
As a project manager, some of the common sense should have come from you also.
I feel there was actually no strategy. Yes, there was good morale, but when we asked you about materials or what we should buy and whatever else, there was no budget. You gave us £300. In fact, you didn't even specify that we should buy with that.
It did not make sense what was ordered.
I took responsibility, and I do not shy away from it, and that's fine. But I took on a lot of stuff, and what did you do? You gave a good speech now and again, but if I ask you, what did you do that contributed to this? Go ahead.
Gabrielle, that is a very good speech as well. That's commendable as well. Thank you very much. I'm not denying your work ethic, okay? Yes, I know you put some masking tape on a window. Well done for that. Yes, I agree that... No, look, listen. The bottom line is, you, as Karen said, were like a kid in a sweetie shop buying the materials. At the end of the day, I was at the centre of everything.
Was she at the centre of everything?
Well, obviously not, because if she was at the centre of everything, then there would have been a budget for the materials.
If she was at the centre of things, would you have not known how much she was going to spend?
The point is, you have to delegate. That's what your position was.
I'm asking, what did you delegate?
I delegated to you. Gabrielle, that is so unfair, because I was doing the selling and the purchasing. Yes, we may have had some larger items and we may have bought a lot of stock, but we sold it all. The sales were not a problem for the team, apart from for Jane, obviously.
No, hold on a second. I asked, did you want me out on the street?
I didn't tell you to be outside.
Then you came out to the street and you asked me to do flyering.
Yes,
I did
ask her to do flyering.
Yeah,
yes.
So why are you saying that? Never once did you ask me to go back into the shop. Never once. You know,
Jane,
so why are you trying to...
Okay,
I didn't ask Nick to come into the shop, and Nick still sold.
I can see that there's a complete conflict here. Jane, I've looked at your application here, and you and your husband have a very substantial business. I mean, it's very, very good, very commendable. So, some of your colleagues in the house may be in awe of you, or possibly even concerned that you are a contender. The only thing is, they might feel that about you. I don't, because I ain't seen anything to make me feel that way. So...
Okay, Lord Sugar. Just to clarify about the sales, I was out in the street for most of the day, but I can genuinely say that I worked extremely hard. I'm quite a serious person, not a market trader. I haven't done that before. I am more comfortable in the business-to-business environment.
Right. Laura, why do you feel that you deserve the opportunity of getting an investment of £250,000 from me?
I have been successful in everything I have ever done, and I'm ready to...
You weren't successful this week, was you? Who should be fired in this particular task, then, do you think, this week?
Not unfortunately. I still feel it's Gabrielle.
Laura should be fired.
And Jane?
I believe Laura should be fired.
It's a tough one. It's down to this particular task, and did you get the plot? And Laura, I don't think you did get the plot in this task. Gabrielle, you got blamed for spending too much money, but I admire your enthusiasm. And on this particular occasion, I'm going to let you stay in the process, okay?
Thank you, Lord.
And it leaves me with just having to make a decision about you two ladies here. And...
Lord Sugar.
No, I don't want to hear any more, actually.
Okay.
This is one of the most difficult ones I've had to deal with. I have to judge it on the person that's got the most potential in coming into business with me. Yeah? Laura, You lost the plot, and you didn't run the team very well. But I have a bigger concern with you, Jane. You've been in the losing team 3 times out of 4 weeks, yeah? And nothing I have seen yet tells me that you are this great business person. So on that basis, Jane, you're fired.
Okay, thank you anyway.
Now, walking out that door there may be, you know, a great business partner for me. But I have got a gut feeling, and you, Gabrielle, the reason you're staying here today is because I think you've been unfairly picked upon. Okay, off you go.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you very much.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about Jane. She's obviously a very clever businesswoman.
The application on paper is unbelievable. All I can say is that I didn't see anything in the past 4 weeks. And that's my gut feeling. This is my boardroom. This is my process. This is my money.
Lord Sugar mightn't have wanted me, but I will be extremely successful in everything that I do. And hopefully, in a few years' time, he'll look back and say, I shouldn't have fired her.
I think everything on paper should be that Laura should go, but I think that Lord Sugar will send Jane home.
I personally think Jane.
Laura was a good motivator, and she was a good PM in that respect. She was. But we did make some strategic mistakes. I think Laura should get fired.
Well done.
We did not know who was going, and he ripped every one of us to shreds.
What happened to Jane? Or
that was
what
it. Basically what he said
Jane?
was, he did say he had this feeling in his gut. He said, I've got to think about who I want to go into business with.
But she was also shocked because she did believe that she did a good job. So, you know, for her, I think it was just a complete, like, where did that come from? And she wasn't prepared.
It wasn't pleasant.
In the fight for Lord Sugar's £250,000 investment, 12 candidates remain. Next time.
Your task this week is to come up with a new fitness programme.
You jab, foot across. Yeah.
It's survival of the fittest.
So what's this called? Give us a name for it. Hip groove. The swingerling.
And loudest.
It's the same thing happening again. We have an opinion and you just don't like it.
But in the boardroom, one's unfit for business.
I did warn you about doing that, and that's a bad management move, that is. You're fired.